At the engagement party, I stopped Chase from walking out. He snarled, "Scarlett, I never thought you'd throw a tantrum when someone's life is on the line. You really are heartless." In the end, because of a single call from his childhood playmate, he tossed that line at me and left. The instant he disappeared, his sworn enemy stepped from the shadows. "Scarlett, he's gone, shall we go next door and get engaged?" I curved my lips. "Absolutely." I glanced back at the empty doorway, wondering who had actually trapped whom. Today is my engagement ceremony with Chase. We were minutes from making our entrance when his iPhone rang. I heard the voice on speaker, "Shaw, Lola says if you don't come, she won't cooperate with treatment." Chase looked up, eyes asking what I thought. Since he asked, I answered. I spoke slowly. If someone doesn't care about her own life, what can anyone else do? I held his gaze. "Don't you agree, Chase?" He hesitated, then told the phone, "Zhao, tell Lola to stop the childish theatrics. I'll come the second we're done." While he spoke, I turned toward the cathedral ballroom. He still can't be harsh to Lola. After he hung up, he was visibly elsewhere. Friends teased him, asking why he looked so distracted. He muttered that he was nervous. Nervous? I didn't buy it. The real reason, Lola still owned half his heart. Minutes later, the iPhone rang again. I caught the caller ID, "Lola. The girl really is human superglue." Chase lifted the phone to answer. I said, "Chase, today is our engagement. You promised today belongs to me. Going to break your word?" His hand froze. He only stared at the screen, then let it drop to voicemail. He never said another syllable, just stood there, walled in silence. One last moment before we walked down the aisle. Chase still couldn't resist checking the screen. He suddenly blocked my path. "Scarlett, I'm still rattled, bathroom, quick." I nodded as if nothing were odd. "Sure. Hurry back, I'll wait." He jogged off. I followed at a distance and saw him duck behind a pillar, phone already at his ear. He was so focused he didn't notice me a few feet away. His brow softened. "Lola, be good. I'm in a meeting. The minute it ends I'll come, okay?" Her scream crackled through. "Liar. I know you're marrying Scarlett today. Get over here right now. If you don't, I'll die in front of you." He hushed her. "I didn't want to upset you. Stop this, I'll be there soon." "Stop," she shrieked. "I'll show you how serious I am." The line went dead. "Lola, Lola," he yelled, then speed dialed the nurse. "Zhao, tell her not to do anything reckless. I'm leaving now, make her wait." He spun to rush off, and collided with me. His eyes darted everywhere but my face. "Scarlett." I pretended I'd heard nothing. Smiling, I said, "Feel better? Not nervous anymore? Let's go, they're waiting." He caught my arm before I could turn. Voice cracking, he said, "Scarlett, I'm sorry, but I have to go to the hospital. I can't leave Lola like this." I didn't face him. "Tell me, Chase, how many times has it been? Today we're engaged. She suicide blackmails you, and you run. What about next time? And the time after that?" Chase started to say something, then shut his mouth. After a moment he muttered, "Scarlett, Lola's still sick. I'm just worried about her." "Scarlett, I'm sorry." I turned away, cutting him off. "Chase, I've never wanted your sorry." I began to list every grievance I'd stored up. Every single date we've ever had, Lola found a way to crash. When we were finally alone, her stomach ached, her head throbbed, her eyes stung, her heart fluttered. We'd ask someone else to drive her to Eastbrook, but she'd refuse to go unless you took her. Yet the doctors never found a thing. Chase, are you really blind to what Lola's doing? Or are you just pretending you don't see? Chase's voice turned sharp. Scarlett, how can you talk about Lola and me like that? She's innocent. She's not the schemer you're painting. To me, Lola's just the girl next door who grew up down the street. Scarlett, how can you smear a neighborhood kid? You'll ruin her reputation. He caught the edge in his own tone and softened. He stepped closer, clasped my hand, looked straight at me. Scarlett, Lola's ill right now. If we just do what she asks, she'll recover faster. I jerked free. Right. You always tell me she's sick, tell me to give in, and haven't I? Our dates had to be sneaked in under the excuse of your company meetings. I'm invisible on your Instagram, while Lola's daily photos take over your entire feed. When I got sick, you stayed with Lola out of concern, and I weathered every fever alone. Even today, our engagement ceremony had to be kept secret, guests limited to a handful of friends. And still, one call from Lola pulls you away. Chase, tell me, what gives you the right? I don't owe Lola a thing. Why does loving you have to exhaust me? Get this straight, I'm your girlfriend, not some gutter rat you hide in the dark. I'd told myself none of it mattered, yet speaking it aloud now, I realized it had mattered all along. I'd argued, I'd screamed, and every time I'd been ignored. After enough dismissal, the heart tires, and quarreling feels pointless. Chase blinked at my torrent of words. I didn't know it hurt you this much. Scarlett, I'm sorry. I stared at him, tears betraying me. What good is sorry? Will it keep you from running to Lola? His silence answered. I scrubbed the weak tears away. Chase, why do you never say sorry to Lola? Why is your apology reserved for me? Is it because you're certain of my love that you bully me without fear? He reached for my hand again, I stepped back. He shook his head, helpless. Scarlett, we're short on time. Don't throw a tantrum. Go to the cathedral ballroom and stall the guests, I'll check on Lola at Eastbrook. If she's fine, I'll be right back. I promise I won't let our engagement ceremony wait. I laughed, his promises meant nothing. I'd heard I promise so often my ears were calloused. And if you don't come back? You think Lola will let you leave? Or that you'll have the guts to walk away from her? His iPhone rang again. Impatience flashed across his face. Scarlett, Lola's in danger. Even if I'm late, it's just an engagement ceremony, we can reschedule. Why be so petty? Scarlett, is your stupid ceremony more important than someone's life? He tried to guilt trip me, I didn't bite. Yes, today matters. Chase, if you walk out now, if you leave me standing here alone, we're finished. Forever. Chase gave a bitter smile. Scarlett, stop this. Childish theatrics won't help you. For a moment I felt I was staring at a stranger. So you're sure I'm so hopelessly in love I'll never walk away? Chase smiled, confidence shining. Scarlett, I know you love me. You won't leave. I smiled back. He didn't understand, when love is cut to the bone, falling out of it can take only an instant. Chase tapped my arm. Scarlett, don't waste time on pointless jealousy. Go inside and stall for me, I'm out. Watching his self-assured back disappear, I said, Chase, starting today we're strangers. When we pass each other, we'd better not even nod. His steps faltered. Scarlett, I never thought you'd throw a tantrum over something life or death. You're truly heartless. He sped off without looking back. I stared after him. Whatever love we'd shared died in that moment. The instant he vanished, his sworn enemy emerged from the shadows. Scarlett, Chase is gone. Shall we head next door and get engaged? I lifted a brow and smiled. Naturally. A few days earlier Lola had accidentally messaged me a string of compromising photos of her and Chase. I hadn't confronted him or argued with her, I'd acted as if I'd seen nothing. It was time to look out for myself. I called Uncle. I told him the Vance family could count on me for a strategic marriage with the Sterlings, and my price was 5% equity. Uncle knew a Sterling alliance would make both houses stronger, the upside dwarfed my slice. He gritted his teeth and agreed. Next I met Chase's nemesis, Adrian. Rumor said Adrian and Chase had turned on each other over a woman. Whoever she was, I didn't care. I cared about profit. Adrian, I'll stand in for the Vance family, if I'm given at least the bare minimum dignity of Sterling. Adrian studied me with a smile. Done. That's your only term? A businessman, he sensed more coming. I smiled back. Of course not. I want 10% of the Riverside development. Deal, he said without blinking. I shot him a suspicious look. I'd expected to haggle, so I'd opened high. He hadn't countered, just accepted. Fine by me, I couldn't lose. So we scheduled our engagement ceremony for today. As for my supposed ceremony with Chase, I'd orchestrated that myself. Generous or petty, call me either. After tolerating Chase's two-timing for so long, I owed him a parting gift. Urged on by Adrian, I texted the guests waiting in the cathedral ballroom and rerouted them to the hall next door. I touched up my makeup. Chase messaged me, Scarlett, sorry. Lola's in bad shape, I can't leave yet. Let's postpone our engagement. Explain to everyone for me, okay? Explain? His guests weren't my problem, and I wouldn't clean up his mess. Let whoever cared do the talking, it had nothing to do with me. As I rose, Lola sent a photo, her draped over Chase, intimate as lovers. Looks like I win, big sis Scarlett, she captioned. Oh, she wins? I forwarded the image to the hotel manager and told him to flash it on the LED wall in the other ballroom. When they see that, I said, smiling, they'll leave on their own. I stepped into the corridor and found Adrian leaning against the jamb, grinning. Revenge suits my future Sterling, I like it. I didn't feign modesty. Thanks for the compliment. He took my hand, and together we walked into our engagement hall. Everything went off without a hitch. We even announced that the wedding would follow in a month. Afterward, Adrian dragged me to the city clerk's office for a marriage certificate. Everyone already knows we're engaged, he said, but I need the law on my side before something goes sideways. I rolled my eyes but didn't object. Sooner or later made no difference. So I let him haul me downtown to sign the paperwork. Watching him beam at the certificate, I wondered, this was meant to be a merger, why the genuine smile? I was too exhausted to dig deeper. Adrian drove me home and told me to rest. Back in my room, I chose a few engagement shots and posted them on Instagram. Chase called within minutes. Scarlett, what the hell? I said we'd delay the engagement, why rub it in Lola's face? I lost my temper too. I'll post whatever I want on my Instagram. If she wants to look, let her look, if she doesn't, she can scroll on. Got a problem? Sue me. Chase's furious voice cracked through the speaker. Scarlett, with that attitude, how am I supposed to go through with our engagement? I'm putting it on indefinite hold. Indefinite hold? What did that have to do with me? I grinned. I'm already engaged. Your engagement, have it or don't, I couldn't care less. I sincerely hope you never manage to get engaged in your life. Without waiting for whatever else he wanted to say, I ended the call. Chase couldn't shake the feeling he'd missed something. He rang a buddy. The friend filled him in on the day's drama. When the recap was over, Chase laughed under his breath. So because I was with Lola, Scarlett got jealous and threw a fit. He never imagined she'd drag his sworn enemy into the game just to spite him. Shaking his head, he decided, fine, this one's on me. In a couple of weeks we'll throw another engagement ceremony and Scarlett will cool off. But first he'd ice her out a little, keep her from throwing more tantrums. Adrian and I are getting married in a month, there's a mountain of details to nail down. The bridal salon texted me to come in for a fitting. After I'd twirled in front of the mirrors, I snapped a picture and tossed it onto Instagram. Lola melted down again. Within minutes, the Chase I hadn't seen in days was on my doorstep. When I opened the door, he tried to step inside. I planted myself in the frame and blocked him. Shaw, barging into a woman's home uninvited isn't exactly polite. He took one look at me, stopped, and exhaled. Scarlett, be mad at me if you want, but don't drag innocent people into this. I laughed in sheer disbelief. Chase, where do you get the nerve? I'm mad at you? You're not even worth the energy. The second you dumped me at the altar and ran off to Lola, I told you, we're done. His face was all helpless regret. I was wrong, okay? Stop punishing me. Take the bridal shoot off Instagram. Lola saw it and it's messing with her head. That was the first time I met the champion of shameless. My Instagram, my rules. His expression darkened. You really want to play it this way? You'll announce to the world you're getting married, and when the day comes if I don't show, who exactly will you marry? You'll be the one humiliated. I answered word by word. Don't trouble yourself, Shaw. At my wedding I'll obviously be marrying my husband. Then I shut the door in his face. Behind the closed door I picked a few more ring-flashing bridal shots and posted them, time-stamped invite and all, shouting to the world that the big day is almost here. Lola loves to watch, so let her feast. Of course she imploded again. This time she marched straight to my house. Scarlett, have you no shame? Chase never agreed to marry you, yet you try on a wedding gown, post the date, do you even want a face anymore? I looked her up and down, amused. I may be shameless, but I don't try to wreck someone else's relationship while the guy still has a girlfriend. Lola's face drained to chalk. Who are you calling out? I stared straight at her. The person right in front of me. She raised a hand to hit me. I caught her wrist and slapped her first. I tolerated you for Chase's sake. Now that I don't even want him, why should I spare you? Chase rushed over and yanked me away, eyes blazing. Scarlett, that's enough. You know Lola's health is fragile. You not only refused to give an inch, you hit her, you have zero compassion. I met his glare with indifference. Who is she to me? Why should I give way? Because she's a fake innocent manipulator, or because she's mastered the art of shamelessness? Chase was shaking with rage. Scarlett. Don't push it. He dragged me in front of her. Apologize to Lola. Now. Once again I laughed at the absurdity. Apologize? In your dreams. His grip tightened on my arm. Say you're sorry, Scarlett. Or else, I didn't let him finish. I spun free and slapped him. Shut up. Who do you think you are, ordering me around? He stared like he didn't recognize me. Scarlett, you. Lola started sobbing so hard she could barely breathe. Chase scooped her into his arms. Scarlett, unless you come to Lola's place and apologize in person, I'll never forgive you. You'll never see me again. I kicked him in the shin. I can only hope. Get lost. He ground his teeth. Fine, Scarlett, just you wait. Fine, I'll wait, let's see who's scared of whom. Chase stormed off with Lola in tow. A few days later I heard that Shaw was in the middle of a cash flow crisis. I glanced at Adrian, who sat beside me grinning at our bridal shoot. Adrian, does Shaw's mess have anything to do with you? Still studying the photo, he didn't look up. Forgot we're sworn enemies? Then, as if something had just occurred to him, he added, don't tell me you feel sorry for him? I rolled my eyes. Sorry, my foot. Without the empire his father built, that brain of his couldn't have landed him in the chairman's seat. Adrian snorted. Yet you still like the idiot. Tell me, college days, how on earth did you fall for Chase? I thought about it. Maybe because he offered the one thing I didn't have, a little warmth. I'd grown up under my uncle's roof, aside from money, affection, and care were non-existent. Later, at university, I met both Chase and Adrian. During morning classes, Chase would leave my favorite cupcakes and snacks on my desk. When people misjudged me, he cleared my name. When I walked alone at night, he trailed along on the parallel street. I could never quite see his face, but knowing someone was there kept the darkness from swallowing me. Remembering that, I gave a rueful laugh. The Chase of back then wasn't like this, he used to radiate sunshine. The moment the words left my lips, Adrian cursed Chase through clenched teeth. So that's why you stayed with him, Scarlett. I smiled. Yep, pathetic, right? Never having tasted warmth, I handed over my whole heart the instant someone offered a crumb of it. Adrian studied me with tender pity, then pulled me into his arms. From now on I'll treat you 10 times better. I nodded, smiling. A moment later he released me, fists clenched. Damn Chase, stealing my credit. If I don't bring him down, I don't deserve the name Sterling. Puzzled, I looked at him. What do you mean? He spat the words. I liked you back in college. I grilled your roommate about your favorites and stocked those snacks myself. Surprised, I asked, the other things too? Adrian nodded. All me. Then I heard you were dating Chase and decided you were blind and brain dead. I remembered asking Chase, after seeing him leave the classroom, if he'd put the treats on my desk. He'd hesitated, then nodded. Turns out Chase had been lying all along. I thought he'd changed. Nope, I'd simply been fooled. He'd kept passing Adrian's deeds off as his own, his shamelessness was never new. The realization hit me, and I ventured, Adrian, people say you and Chase became mortal enemies over a girl, was that girl me? Adrian gave a single slow nod. Chase knew I liked you. Claimed he felt nothing, then turned around and dated you. I felt my heart had been fed to dogs, so I cut ties. So that was it. I lifted my gaze to Adrian. Thankfully, in the end, we found each other without even trying. Once everything lay open between us, what we had was no longer just a strategic marriage. We began testing the waters of genuine affection. Only after we started dating did I realize how perfectly in sync we were. Day by day, Scarlett and Adrian only grew closer. In no time our wedding day arrived. Not until that very morning, when I failed to show up and apologize to Lola, did Chase finally understand I hadn't chosen Adrian to spite him. Chase realized I truly meant to marry Adrian. Panic struck, he shoved Lola aside and sprinted into my ceremony. The instant he saw me, he dropped to his knees. Scarlett, don't leave me, don't abandon me, I love you. Don't marry Adrian. Please, come back with me. I'll give you a wedding grander than this one. I kicked him away. Thief, and you dare to speak? Get lost, don't touch me, you're filthy. Adrian crouched beside Chase and murmured, Chase, you'd better hurry back to your office. My wedding gift to Scarlett is the news that Shaw just filed for bankruptcy. Chase stared at us in horror. What? What did you say? I looked down at him coldly. Chase, your books aren't clean, are they? This time you can rot in prison. Oh, don't worry, precious Lola loves you so much she'll wait for your release and your happy reunion. Adrian stepped over, offering his hand. Wife, ignore this trash, time for the bride and groom to make our entrance. I slipped my hand into his. Absolutely, husband. Scarlett and Adrian exchanged a smile, we had finally found the right one in each other. Thank you for listening to today's story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it with friends. We look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more captivating tales. See you next time.